And welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life, my truth anyway. I hope you can hear this well enough. I don't have my microphone. Um, Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button. Tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one single exciting video. Don't forget to go to vinzandri.com. Buy some thrillers. Grab some paperbacks. Their prices, I believe, some of them are lowered for Christmas, so you can buy some Christmas gifts. And if we work it out, I can even sign them for you, for some people. So Troy, I'm actually okay. So I'm not at my usual studio, am I? No, up at the mountains. I don't know if you can see the fire going. I'd like to say it's a roaring dry pine fire, but it's a gas stove, and I smell more gas than anything else. Anyway, but this is a cool place. I'm in North Creek. The mountain where I buy my ski pass is almost across the street. Gore Mountain, it's called, and I can ski weekdays. Weekends I work while other people play, and then on weekdays I come here or I fish or I do whatever when nobody's here. And so far, nobody's here. But that doesn't mean they won't be, because there is snow here. I'm a little bit shocked. I didn't think there'd be anything, but there's some snow here. They've had some snowfall, as opposed to about 65 miles south where I live, where there is no snow. I don't know if my boy's coming. If we screwed up the schedules again, like I keep doing. But, whatever. He's probably in the middle of something. These are the times I want to say, do you know who I am? Nobody does this to me. Oh boy. My last two haven't gone so well. I had Jennifer for last week. She was ready and waiting, and I blew her off, thinking it was going to be the next day. So anyway, she's coming on Thursday. One thing I wanted to address today is investments. Remember when you played Monopoly as a kid, or even as an adult, and you were like, I want to try to get as much money as I can. Like you thought that was the strategy, to get as much money as you could. But inevitably it was the guy or gal who used all their cash to buy properties. They were investments, right? And they always, because they ended up in the long run taking all your money. For you couldn't fall on a spot without having to pay them. Not only is it so super important, the rights, the intellectual property of as many books as you can. I understand if, like, you need that validation to go out and get a traditional deal now and again. I probably will still now and then, even though I think I probably end up pissing off my publishers more than anything else, which I know, and I apologize. I don't know what happened to Troy. I hope he's all right. This is when I start worrying, because usually they would chime in and say, like, oh crap, I can't do it, or hope he's all right. But in the long run, you are much better off owning your property, because, as I've said before, you don't need to sell a whole lot. Just a few copies of each title every month will bring in thousands. And right now I've got about 70 independent titles and about, I don't know, another 60 or 70 published titles, but I'm slowly getting all those back from the publisher. So, if I do nothing else this year in 2024, sorry, I just took a quick nap and I'm like still out of it. If I do nothing else, if I don't write another word, I could put out 2 books a month, and I've said that before, if not more. But I write, so I'm going to have a ton of material. I have to kill this fire because, hang on. Uh-oh. I think I broke it. Did I break it? I don't know. I think I broke it. That's not funny. But I wanted to extend this to something else. You need to put a certain amount, and by the way, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'm not your dad. At least I don't. I hope I'm not your dad. I got 3 kids that I know of. It's a joke. Well, no, I do have 3 kids, but anyway. But you want to pick certain investments where, say, you get money from your freelance job, or you get some royalties, or your independent books, you're getting royalties every month. What's the first thing you do? You pay yourself. You notice when you have a real job, what happens to your check? Because I used to have a real job decades ago. But what happens when you receive your check? What do? Almost inevitably, you don't look at what you earn that week. You look at how much the government has taken out of it. So who gets paid first in this case? The government. And where's your money going right now? It's going to Ukraine. It's going to Israel. It's going to the open border and the hundreds of thousands of people that are coming in every month. It's not going to you. There's no infrastructure. There's no nothing. It's just going to other people and other things. And now they promised what, 4 or 5 billion to other countries to help them with the climate change agenda, which is a farce. It's a money making scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme. Or something like that. Anyway, but it's a falsity. They want you to believe the world's going to. They've been saying for decades that the world's going to end in a few years. I remember when I was in 6th grade, Time magazine maybe came out with a cover that was like, like we have 3 billion people on the planet now at the time. And they were like, soon we'll have 4 billion people and we're all going to die. Like, we're all going to die. We're all going to starve. And the world's going to. At that time, it wasn't global warming. They were worried that they were convinced that the world was going to freeze over, which it will again one day, which for sure it will, and in fact, when it does happen, it's going to happen fast, real fast. In fact, they found these woolly mammoths, like, I don't know if it was Siberia or wherever they found them. But they had been frozen so quickly, and they're like 10,000 years old, these woolly mammoths. Because the last ice age was 10,000 years ago or so, something like that. But the meat was so flash frozen. I still got to get this tooth. That it was edible after 10,000 years. Now that's some great packaging, right? And anyone who produces meat goods, beef, pork, whatever. They tell you that and fish, the secret to keeping it fresh is to flash freeze it immediately. As soon as the animal's dead, cut it up, butcher it, and take the steaks or whatever and flash freeze it. All right, I'm really getting into the weeds with this. But anyway, that's where your money's going. The point is, that's where your money's going. It's not going to you. It's no help to you whatsoever. Us freelance writers, we don't have to participate in that. And in fact, if we're able to declare a loss at the end of the year, legitimately, it's got to be legitimate. We don't have to pay anything to that bullshit. Nothing. So whenever I can, I try to declare a loss, but it's got to be, it's got to be legal. It's got to be on the up and up, of course. And there are plenty of years I have to pay quarterly, so you just have to do it. But where this is going is, now I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. Now some of you are going to say oh, well, what a bunch of shit that is. That's for scammers, and that's a Ponzi scheme and all that sort of stuff. And nothing could be further from the truth. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's all the transactions are transparent. You can see them right on the blockchain. And for anybody who thinks it's a Ponzi scheme, nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, U.S. Treasuries are more of a Ponzi scheme than anything else, because they, when treasuries are worthless, what do? They try to sell them to other people to fill in the gaps, to fill in the holes in the monetary system. That's a Ponzi scheme. But they don't want you to know that. So what I do is every time I get some money, I dollar cost average. I buy a little bit more, no matter what the price of Bitcoin, and sometimes Ethereum. I do not delve into shit coins, they call them, like all those. That to me is like gambling. That to me is. Although I do buy a little Dogecoin, just for shits and giggles, because Elon Musk is always messing with it, and every now and then I make $10 here or $20 there off of my initial investment. So whatever. But I'll give you a concrete example. I got I got a $600 check last week for one of my projects or whatever. Because Bitcoin is on the rise again, the bear market is officially over, and boy, was it a terrible bear market. It was such a bad bear market that I had to dig into my line of credit at one point. But anyway, which I'll now be able to pay off. But anyway, I took that $600, put it on Bitcoin, and I've almost doubled it in just a few days. And considering, how low advances are these days and all that sort of stuff, you might want to consider at this point, at this juncture, with Bitcoin ETFs coming right around the corner and the Bitcoin halving. Look it up, the Bitcoin halving. It's happening in April, which will begin a new 4-year cycle. Considering that's happening in April, not a bad idea. Say you get like a $3,000 to $5,000 advance. Not a bad idea to invest it in Bitcoin, like the whole thing, because you could probably easily turn it into a $20,000 to $30,000 advance, because that's how fast that investment will appreciate. So anyway, that's all I'm saying. Don't just put that money into a savings account because you're going to lose money. Don't just put it aside because you probably spend it. Invest it. Invest it. Just, let's face it. Every book you write, every story you write, every novella you write, they're investments. And a lot of my investments make me about 10 to 15 to 20% annually, my literary investments. And that's incredible. Try to get that out of anything. If you put money into a CD right now in the bank, you're going to get at tops 5%. That doesn't work for me. I'm 59 years old. I've pretty much blown through everything because I just assumed there'd be more around the corner, right? And there always is, but I'm just saying. So I need something that's more aggressive. But you have to do what you have to do. Whatever works for you. If you want to buy gold bars, buy gold bars. If you want to invest in art, invest in art. It's all up to you. If you want to buy real estate, buy real estate. For me, I'm very mobile. I remember, in fact, I'm planning I was supposed to go away this week, but I put it off till March 8th, I believe. And I work wherever I go, and I need to be able to carry my investments with me in case I just bug out completely and just don't come back. And that's going to be impossible with certain investments, especially gold or silver, precious metals. All right, that's all I got. I don't know what happened to Troy, but maybe he thinks he's coming on tomorrow. If that's the case, I'll have him tomorrow. All right. I will talk to you guys probably from the mountain tomorrow. On top, I'll probably do one of my ski videos, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And ciao, ciao.